Hey guys, welcome to this episode of History Saver 1941. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell notification to get notified every time I upload. And it's as easy as that. It's been a while since we guys have just talked, and I know it's been over a week since my last video. First of all, I want to thank all of you guys for all the continued support on the channel. We've been doing a lot of different things, I know, between the metal detecting, the magnet fishing, the ration reviews, the documentaries, the living history events, World War II reenactments, the veterans. And the purpose of this channel is to engage my audience with history, to be able to get them interested in history, get them involved. And primarily, as you all know, if you're new to the channel, go back and watch some of the videos, you'll find out pretty quick. My main area of interest is World War II, and I also like the American Civil War, but my main area is World War II. I do a lot of World War II work, and that's what I enjoy and love. The ration reviews, I love reviewing rations, and each one of them tells a story about the history of how they've evolved over time and got us to where we are now. I mean, rations can tell a lot about the history of the military and how it's evolved over time because every army has to eat and you can't fight on an empty stomach. The reason why it's been over a week now since my last video is that this past Wednesday I was tested and I was positive for COVID-19. I have had no symptoms. I was exposed to someone that had it. I went and got a test just to make sure on Wednesday afternoon of this week, and I was exposed this past weekend, as far as I know, and I did test positive. I've had no symptoms, have not been sick, not ran a fever, not had a cough. I mean, nothing. I feel perfectly normal. I know a lot of the subscribers here and friends of the ration reviewing community, there's some people in that community that have had it. I've been talking with them over the past week, and I just wanted you guys to hear it from me. And if there's a lag between videos, well, that's the reason why, because I'm hoping nothing happens, but yeah, you never can tell. Here in Alabama, it's been really bad. We're breaking records every day with cases, and seems like no one's wearing a mask or taking precautions, and it's getting old, honestly. I mean, the whole thing's just getting old. I think everyone's ready to move past this, but it's important to take precautions regardless of your objective on the situation or views on the situation. Protect yourself. I've been wearing a mask everywhere I go. I've been germ-etzing religiously. I've been taking every precaution I know to take. I don't leave the house unless I have to. And still, the thing, I guess, kind of come to me, which that person didn't know they had it either. I've had no symptoms, and I'm guessing that's where I got it. Honestly, I really don't know. And I don't think you can. But yeah, it's been a pretty rough week, pretty worrisome week, and I worry a lot anyway. So, but that's been part of the reason why you haven't seen a video for me and over the past week. And hopefully we stay good. Hopefully this thing just passes and we're good, and it doesn't affect my family. And that's another thing I'm worried about is the wife, and if she's going to get it, or I mean, it's a very stressful situation. So, guys, please take precautions, protect yourself. And on the upside of things, we not was trying to bring you down or anything, but we have a pretty cool video. I've been requested to do this video. I've done a video like this in the past. It's pretty much close to the same thing, but I have gotten requests to do this again, and I figured it's a good time to do it. And what that is talking a little bit about some World War II stuff, showing some stuff I have. And if you're a reenactor or looking into getting into reenacting, maybe this will help you out some, or maybe you can help me out. Maybe I've got something wrong here you can help me out with. But anyway, it is what it is. But if you're a reenactor, you're looking at getting into hobby, this is some things you can get. We're going to focus on both the United States and the German aspect. May actually do a British later as well. But in this video, we're going to do the German aspect of World War II and what the soldier would carry on him for personal items. Some things you can add to your kit to improve it. Some things that you may not have thought about you can have in your kit. But these are just a few things. I still have a lot more I'm getting as time goes by. And this isn't everything. This is just a little bit of what I have and am suggesting. And without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing is during World War II, like any army, Germany and the German soldier would mainly focus on hygiene. You had to keep your hygiene up, to keep your health up, to keep you in fighting action, and not only that, to keep your morale up. So every soldier needed a hygiene kit. If you're a reenactor, you've got to get one of these. This is a must, because events are overnight a lot of times, and you don't want to wake up in the morning, one, smelling like, okay, you was sweaty, you know what, and two, you don't want to, be out there where your breath's stinking. You want to stay hygiene. Haircuts were important. Hygiene was important to the German soldier, and to every other soldier in every other army. And so it's a must-have for your kit if you're looking at getting a reenacting. The first thing I would suggest is getting you a hygiene carrying kit. And it looks something like this. I got this from Hessian, I believe it was. And basically it's just to put soap, your razors, all that good stuff in. And you can wrap up. Here I have my mirror wrapped up, my toothbrush, and usually I put a towel on here. But this is basically what it does. It opens up, and you have pouches. Now inside of these pouches I have some shaving soap, reproduction stick of shaving soap there, and yeah. One thing is hard to get the stuff back in here too. You got your shaving brush. Of course you need all that, and then you have your razor. Now, you can use original razors. I use a modern razor. This is a Vanderhagen razor. You pick it up at Walmart, but it is the vintage style razor. It has the wings that open up by unscrewing the bottom, and it's correct. It's period correct. There's nothing wrong with using this. I have a couple of them in here. I usually keep one in my US kit. And then I picked up some hand towels. This is reproduction German hand towels. I have a SS one, a Wehrmacht one. And basically it's just white with a blue stripe and then got the stamp on the front. So that is a must-have for your kit. Second of all, you need to brush your teeth in the mornings. So you need to think about this stuff. What do you do in the mornings that they would have did? Solidot's toothpaste, warzenshop.com has these. They're reproduction. This is modern toothpaste inside of a period correct container. It has the writing on the front, Solidot's, German writing on the back. It is a accurate reproduction, exactly from original. Looks exactly the same. I also have a wood handle toothbrush. German soldiers, you can get some that's marked. Just plain vintage style toothbrushes will work in a backlight or the plastic. I use a wood just because they're inexpensive and easy to find. You can buy these at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS. You usually can find these there as well. So there you go. And I also carry a folding mirror, and I believe I picked this up from Hessian too, if I'm not mistaken. But it folds out. I can hang it. I can set it up. I mean, it just works all ways. And this is very important to have as well to help you shave, get ready in the mornings. And then once you're done, you tie the thing up and it's good to go for the next use. You store it in your pack. You can put it in your bread bag, in your tornister, and there you go. Next thing you will need is a sewing kit. Why a sewing kit? Well, because you're going to pop buttons. I mean, honestly, you're going to pop buttons. These uniforms are expensive. They're not cheap. And you need a way to fix that, especially in a field with all this equipment on. During tacticals, you're going to pop a button at some point on either your bread bag or your uniform or your shirt or your pants. This is a lifesaver. And you definitely need this housewife to keep in your pack. You can keep it in your tornister, you can keep it in your bread bag, but you need it somewhere readily available to you when you do need it back at camp, if not in the field. Okay. So what are you keeping this stuff in? Well, I keep on mentioning the tornister and a bread bag. Well, this is the tornister that I have, and I'm going to go ahead and show it and get it out the way because it's huge and bulky. This is a German tornister. This is an original. It has the fur lining on the front, or fur flap on the front. It has a leather piece here you can put a strap on, hang a bedroll from. But you open this thing up, and this is where you would keep all of your items. This is from the 1939. It is an original. It's got 2 shoulder straps, and this was designed to go on the soldier's back. This would carry your extra clothes. There's packing lists online that you could look up if you do the research that tells you exactly what was put into this. And usually that is what I put in here as well. Sometimes I'll throw some extra things in here. But usually it was canned food was in here, extra clothes, your shoes, and your uniform brush and different things would fit in here. It was basically your knapsack. And this was very important, and I highly recommend you pick one of these up, because even if you don't carry it in the field on your impression, it would really help during events where you have to camp. It'd be a good place to store your stuff, and it's period correct, and it looks right. Okay, moving on. What is a bread bag? Okay, a bread bag. Simple. This is a bread bag. It's basically a bag that was hung on your belt. You could also strap it on your shoulder with a strap. A lot of soldiers also use the bread bag strap on their helmets. You can see a lot of pictures of that. But usually this goes on your belt, and it clips on, hangs through the belt loops here as well. And inside of this, you had a multitude of things you could keep. First things first, you could keep your K98K cleaning kit in there, because you definitely need one of those, especially if you carry a K98. You could carry your butter dish in there, which would hold honey, butter, just some type of additive for food that a soldier may want, And mine, now, in reenacting, you make multi-purposes out of this, and the soldiers back then did as well. And mine, I keep my Esbit tablets and matches, because I'm not going to carry any butter, because quite obviously it's going to melt. Honey, I don't carry that either, because I'm scared of the melt, and I don't want to have to get over all over everything else that's maybe in here. And it's just somewhere nice to keep my Esbit stuff. And so I keep that in there. I keep my Esbit stove in there as well. This is a post-war Esbit stove, but it is the same style as a World War II, and it is German. It's even stamped made in Germany. But I keep some matches in here. And as well, I keep an Esbit tablet in there usually as well too. But I keep it with my bread bag inside of there with my butter dish. Now, some other things you could keep for personal items. This goes along with hygiene, Nivea cream, or Nivea cream, however you want to say it. If you watch videos, you find these things all over, being dug up all over German positions everywhere. And if you watch any World War II metal detecting video or archaeological video on YouTube, you'll see them digging up these things all the time. They had tons of them. And this is a modern Nivea cream dish that has been made period correct with stickers. These are reproduction stickers, and you stick them on, and as you can tell, you can't tell this is not a real Nivea cream dish. Does it have the actual stuff inside? Yes, it does. But I've just covered up the modern label with a period label by printing off an exact copy of the original and putting on this, and there you go. World War II Soldier also carries these. I've bought one of those from them, but I've also made my own, and they turn out just as good. And you can also find the bigger Nivea creams that you can do it with, and they just started selling those back in the modern 10s, I believe. So there you go. That's a pretty cool thing you can also add in there. A couple of other personal items you can add: matches. I've printed off an original copy of the German labels on their matchbooks, placed it on the modern. It's something very easy you can do to take something modern and make it period correct. So this is modern matches with a reproduction German label on the front, and you can't tell a difference unless I give it to you to look at, which is no reason for that. Also, This is not a flare, as some of you I know will ask, is that a flare cartridge? No, it's not. This is actually a cheese tube that has not had any cheese put in yet. And if I did have cheese, it looks something like this, pressed on the top, um, solid on the bottom. But you can pick these up at Warzone Shop. The blanks of this, fill it with whatever cheese you want, press it, close it up. There you go. The only problem is one-time use. So there you go. And same thing with this coffee. This is from Warzone Shop. This is something that they made, but you can reproduce your own if you want to by getting these tubes, putting the coffee in, squeezing it shut, and then you have coffee. This is a pack of German Nestle coffee. Has regular instant Nestle coffee in this, but it's in the period correct container. This is 100% period correct. The label's copied from original. They do a bang up job at Warzone Shop or Kriegsmarine Militaria with these, and I highly suggest them because they're actually very good. I love this coffee. I don't know what he uses in here exactly. I don't know if it is a real German Nestle, but it's really good. The only thing is they're one-time use. Okay, moving on. Another thing you can add to your ration pile for personal items, Shoka Cola. Shoka Cola, man, is a session for me. I love Shoka Cola. It's basically a caffeinated coffee chocolate, and you can get these now. You can order these online. I think this particular one of the modern Shoka Cola came from Minotaur Trading Company. You can go there, find these. These things are really good. They're one of my favorite chocolates. I can't get enough of these things. Every time I have to order them online because I can't find them in any stores. But I order these things in bulk usually, and I keep a lot of these. It comes in disc of eight triangular pieces, and it lasts for you for a while. Only one of these will get you a long ways. And I take them and I put them in this cardboard container that is a copy of an original. You can find these at War's End Shop. This is a completely sealed, brand new from War's End Shop. It's got the chocolate in here, and it's actually wrapped in a pure correct wrapping inside as well. I'm not going to open this one up because it's still closed. I'll never open it up, and I don't want to expose it to air until I have to. But it is marked 1144 on the front with a date, and then on the back, it has all the correct original markings as well. So this is a pretty neat reproduction container, and these are actually pretty easy to make for your own as well. You can actually print original labels and stick them on these. I've done that in the past too. The can's not 100% correct to the original can, but it's better than carrying around a can that's marked like this, is to have original labels on it. So there you go. Pick you up some Shoka Cola. I highly recommend it. You'll like it. Even if you don't like chocolate, if you like coffee, you'll like it. Also, cheese boxes. This is a cool addition to add to your setup in the camp. You don't necessarily have to take the stuff out in the field with you, but it makes things look period correct. So this is a Carwindale cheese container, and something I picked up, $3. You can make these as well. I've made several of these. I can find these cheese things with modern cheese in it at a local store, and I just print out the labels and place over the top, and here you go. You got a cheese box with real cheese in there. Another thing is a period tobacco tin. Now, of course, this one's marked for Germany, and it's got the German marking on the front of it with the flags. And inside, I keep a lighter and some more smoking supplies, some wrapping paper, stuff like that for rolling cigarettes in the field. And you can place whatever you want in here, though. I mean, it just makes a great storage tin, and it fits easily in your bread bag or in your coat pocket if need to be. But I highly suggest picking up one of these. There's multiple designs you can get. This is just the cheapest one I had, and I thought the design was kind of cool, so I picked it up. Another thing for your personal hygiene kit on that end is soap. This is a bar of original World War II Flamer soap. It still smells great, and it's still usable. And you can find these actually pretty easily, believe it or not. War's End Shop is where I got this one from, and I haven't opened this one yet, but I've got several bars since then, so now I think it'd be safe for me to be able to use this in the field if I wanted to. Another thing for the personal hygiene kit is these personal tin boxes such as this. This is a very cool piece. This come from overseas from a friend of mine, and it's marked toothpaste, chloridant, and a soldier kept his toothpaste in this. This is original. Soldier actually did use this in the field. A German soldier did. Right now I have a comb in here for some reason. I don't know why. I didn't even know that was in there. But it is original, 100% original. And man, if this thing could talk, the stories it would tell. So these things are always cool to add to your impression, and they're original, so no one can tell you, hey, that's wrong. A soldier actually carried this. This was his. So there you go. Also, you've got other small components, such as your toque. Great for cold weather. I highly recommend you get one of these. Let's take that back. You must get one of these. A lot of soldiers were required to have these. They had them on their person. They were issued these. But even less, these things will keep you warm when it's cold. Get one. Wear it. Try it. You'll love it. And it just fits down on your bags very easily. Next thing I highly suggest getting is a period wallet. This is a period wallet. It holds my sold book, which is a must for every soldier. If you're a reenactor, you're doing German, you don't have a sold book, you're doing it wrong. Get a sold book. You have to have one. I understand not everybody knows how to mark these things. It's very hard to figure out. There are people that know how to do them. I've done this one on my own. It's not 100% correct, but I had the stamp kit. I copied it from original, so it's near there, but it works. And you have to have one of these for your identification papers as a German soldier. If you don't have one, get one. Also, I've added in a field pass, which I got at an event, reproduction original looking field pass, and I keep this in my wallet as well, just as an additional add-on. I also have some German money. I don't have it in here right now, but original World War II German money, French money. You know, add that in here too because they had that on them as well. Coins. It's got a little spot in here for coins. You can put coins in here. This fits in your coat pocket, believe it or not. Comfortably? No, not really. But it will fit inside of your bread bag, and you must keep your papers on you at all times. That was a requirement. If you were found out your papers, the punishments were very harsh. Sometimes even death. So I don't know how many times they actually went to that, but that was a requirement and you will get in trouble for that. Now, some other things you can add for your personal impression is stuff like this little extra peppermint tin. This is from Warzone Shop as well. It's an original peppermint tin from World War II. Soldier was a private purchase. Picked this up. Has some peppermints in it. Great things to add on to your impersonation. Another thing you can add on, period cigarette boxes. I made this one, and they're easy to make. You can find the patterns everywhere online. Just you got to research and know how to make them look correct. This one turned out looking like crap, but it still works for a prop. But yeah, make you some things like this. I'm just showing this one because it's an example to show you. Have some lot better ones than this, some original packs, but make these and keep them, displayed outside your tent if you're looking to do a setup like that. It looks good. Put some cigarettes in there, use it. So it just looks very professional and looks like you know what you're doing, and it makes the impression a lot more believable. As well as the bread bag and the tornister, you can pick up other bags such as this. This is a barracks bag, food ration bag. You can keep food in here. It folds up very easily. You can put this in your bread bag or anything else like that. And this is an original, marked 1941, and it is very cool. I love it. It works great. It was never issued during the war, which was just very neat because it's in pristine condition. And yeah, it works absolutely fantastic. So that's all I've got for you for right now. I can go more in depth with this with the A-frame, the Zelt bonds, stuff like that, but I'm not because that would just take up entirely too much time, and we can save that for another video. And guys, if you're looking to get into the hobby, maybe this will help you out. If you've been in the hobby, you're looking to improving your personal kit but don't know what to do, maybe this will help you out. Not everything I do is 100%. I'm still learning too. We all are. And but I know what I've just showed you is correct. And if you want to add any of this to your impression, it's easy to find. Warzone Shop carries this stuff. WarzoneShop.com carries Marine Militaria. You can also go to Hessian Antiques. You can go to a multitude of places. Just Google German World War II personal items, reproduction, original. It'll bring you to a multitude of things, and it's not all that expensive. Some of it can get pricey, but it's very cool to have this stuff and know that some of this stuff saw the war for itself on the original pieces. So that's just one cool aspect about it. Anyway, with that being said, guys, thank you for watching this episode of History Saver 1941. And until next time, keep preserving history, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one.